I was going to say that, it's definitely something that you support in terms of having pension for governors.
Yeah, I do.
But I mean,
I'm not among those who criticize the governor of Akwa Ibom. I have no comment. My only worry is if it is true that 100 million for health purposes, then he has to take a second look at it. Maybe he didn't see before they sent it there. And I'm happy he's already asked for an amendment. If it's 100 million for domestic staff, I think he has to take a second look at it. But the rest, I think it affords those of almost all the governors who are serving the state an opportunity to have a place than to be battling for where to live after you leave office and at the same time be governing the state. I have no comment.
A lot of governors, I mean, right now we're seeing from the confab going on in Abuja that they are saying they don't want pension for governors and members of the National Assembly.
Why not you wait until they get to the office? That's what worries everybody. When you get there, then you make such demands.
A host of governors actually do claim that they had a life before they became governors.
Okay, so those of us who didn't have a life should be given a life after having served meritoriously. You must encourage those who serve.
So
don't you, as a staff, ask for the channels or your office to provide accommodation for you?
But that's, 8 years after you've left office. 8 years is not exactly 30 years of service, is it?
Mobe, I thought you were my friend. No, just let me know. I want to publicly know whether you're still my friend or not.
Well, I do not answer questions.
Is either you deny me in public or you deny me in public?
I do not answer questions while I'm on air. I'm the questioner here and I just asked the question.
You know why I asked that question? Mm-hmm. Like I said, why I asked that question. The schedule of a governor is such that you provide 30 years of service. I slept at 3 a.m. I woke up at 6. Those who work for 30 years, many of them sleep at 3 and wake up at 6.
So you think it's something that actually deserves a pension when you leave office? You
need to see me when I became a speaker or when I was sworn in as a governor. Young and dashing. Do I look the same?
But oftentimes,
do I look the same?
Let us not forget. Let us not forget.
Thoroughly beaten.
I'm not going to be drawn into this, banter, but let us not forget that oftentimes it doesn't end the political career of a governor. We've seen governors at the Senate. We've seen them do other things after they've left political office. What then happens? It's not like as if your life is coming to an end.
The moment you leave the office of the governor and you become a senator, you have to choose between the pension of a governor and pension of a senator. You can't certainly take the two. That's fraud.
But some do.
No, it's not true. Please respect the office of the governor. That is not true. No governor can take the pension of a governor, and that's fraud, for Christ's sake.
But he was a former governor. They can claim that they're entitled to it.
No way. The law doesn't allow you. You must choose one. Do I want to retire as a senator? I want to retire as a governor. You choose one.
So you're saying that, sorry, Sulaiman, just let us round this up here. You're saying that if you are a governor and you finished your term in office and you decide to go to the Senate, you shouldn't get what you would have gotten after you've left office?
No, you have to choose which. Do I want to be paid the pension of a governor, or I want to be paid the pension of a senator? Why do you have the Senate?
Pension or entitlements of a senator?
Whatever. No. When you leave office and you're a senator, you can't receive the pension of a governor. You can't. You certainly cannot. You should finish. You are now still in service. You may not be as a governor, but you're serving as a senator. When you then leave Senate, then the choice is yours to make. Do I want to retire from public life as a governor, or I want to retire from public life as a senator?
What has informed the choices of the sectors you've decided to focus on?
I've told you before, there are issues that are bedeviling the country. We want to have a second look.
Health. What about health?
You see, when I became the governor of Rivers State, there were terrible issues bedeviling the state. One was security, one was health, one was education. And what is health about? Nobody wants to govern dead people. And I will look at it, the fact that can people provide for them? If you want to provide health, you must provide accessible and affordable health facilities. So you either want to introduce the National Health Scheme, or you want to introduce National Health Insurance Scheme, or you want to introduce free health care. I chose free health care.
I think Nigerians won't be too happy if we don't have to ask you this. You've been a legislator, and a whole lot has been happening in your state. The judiciary.
I thought you begin by asking what Akwa Ibom State Governor said when you interviewed him. And when I said that we are open for a debate between
we haven't rounded off
the PDP governors and AC governors. And he started abusing me, and I said I asked for a debate. I didn't ask for a
They accepted the debate.
I'm ready. call for one tomorrow. And we should focus on corruption, we should focus on good governance, and we should focus on debt portfolio. How much have you borrowed? How much are you owing?
So very quickly, before we leave, what's the state of things between the executive and the judiciary in River State?
It's not between the executive and the judiciary. We have no problems with the judiciary. There are two cardinal problems. In fact, I wish I had the nation yesterday. Yesterday, PDP was congratulating NJC. NJC has become partisan. PDP was congratulating NJC for appointing one of their person as administrative judge. Did you see it yesterday's nation? Full advertorial. That's one. So what it proved was I was right to say, no, NJC, you are picking a partisan judge. And that's one. Then let's look at the law. It's about federalism. The law, no law empowers the NJC or Chief Justice of Nigeria to appoint a chief judge. It says recommend to the governor. The law goes further the constitution that the governor has the right to reject or not. I rejected. They said, no, you must take that woman.
But that is the most senior woman.
The law didn't say most senior woman. It said the qualification for the appointment of a chief judge, 10 years in the bar. 10 years. It didn't say which tribe it should come from. I can take you if you're a lawyer. It didn't even say you must be a judge. And there are cases, including, is it Teslim or who they call him, who was the CGN of the country, who wasn't even was a lecturer. So he said you can appoint anybody who has the qualification of 10 years. It's in the constitution. They say the most senior. That is the rule they put for themselves. Now to test it, we went to court. The court actually ruled it is 10 years and that the governor is not compelled to do what he wants. They've not appealed. They suspended the chief judge. Now they have also no right in the constitution to suspend the chief judge. The law they have is that they're dealing with a slightly elderly man. If he's a young lawyer, he will disobey their order. All right. Because there's nothing to do with the River State Judiciary other than pay salaries of the judges. The rest things are borne by the state. So the constitution clearly says that NJC cannot suspend. They know they made a mistake. They cannot suspend a judge. You recommend for suspension to the federal government. You recommend to other state governors. Then it comes to River State, you suspend directly. The reason is because you have OCJ Okocha, the former Nigerian Bar Association president, who is a member of NJC, having lobbied everybody in NJC that they should make his sister chief judge of the state. So we are compelled by the Okocha family and NJC and PDP to accept a chief judge that we say we cannot accept. The chief judge that MBA says, no, we don't want her, we want this person. The whole MBA in the state. All Security report did not favor her. Then NJC says, no, you must accept, whether you like it or not, we, the NJC, we insist that you must accept her.
All right, we have to thank you for coming on. We've been speaking with Governor Rotimi Amaechi, Governor of Rivers State. He's the host governor for this governor's retreat. You also heard him there saying he's accepted that challenge to debate with the PDP Governors Forum on this matter. He says we should fix a date and that they will make it. Corruption, good governance, and debt portfolio.
They can't set their own terms, can they?
No. These are issues that they've chosen. Imagine the other camp will bring their issues as well. And then the die will be cast. Thank you for coming.
That's coming from a friend, huh?
All right, that's it today. We thank you all for watching. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
And I'm out Ogun.
Bye now.
I almost did.